Today we're going to highlight the statement of financial position. This is one of the pre-built templates in the Velixo for Sage Intacct Nonprofits solution. To do this, we'll review a user story, working with the statement of financial position, and a recap of what you saw. Justin is the accounting manager at Autumn Chamber of Commerce and Affiliates, which is a multi-entity nonprofit. He's up against a looming audit deadline, where he's been tasked with sending draft financials to the audit firm. His organization reports consistent with GAAP, and they regularly use GAAP reporting. They use a Sage Intacct dimension to track net asset restrictions. Before coming to Sage Intacct, they put their GAAP statement of financial position together manually outside the system. They were hopeful that this could be automated, but Justin has hit some bumps in the road. He quickly figured out that the quick start categories, while they're helpful to make sure that all the accounts are assigned to something, don't necessarily reflect the desired way that his organization wants to group information. Perhaps a little bit more troubling, Justin is noticing that people in his team are forgetting to tag the restriction dimension on transactions, and this is resulting in, of course, the dimension being left blank, and some of his reports are not balancing. Because of this, Justin is finding it hard to make the system's out-of-the-box reports work. There's just too many exceptions to manage, and he's juggling too many priorities to have to master the ERP's financial report writer, and then constantly spend time reworking the reports in the ERP. His friend works at another nonprofit who uses Velixo, and they told him to check it out. When he saw that Velixo has a pre-built template for the statement of financial position, he decided to request a free trial, and he immediately dove into the GAAP reporting that Velixo has in their package. So Justin has downloaded the statement of financial position from Velixo's templates register, and he's reviewed the thorough help documentation that Velixo's prepared. He starts out by connecting his Sage Intacct instance to the template. Now, Justin's organization does use several user-defined dimensions, but he knows that that's not a problem. So he goes to the Terminology tab, and he simply inputs the names of those user-defined dimensions using the integration names from his Sage Intacct environment. And that's all he has to do, no further work needed. Back on the Options tab, Velixo's given Justin an easy way to tailor this template to his organization. So he chooses the dimension that his organization is using for net asset restriction tracking. With these simple one-time selections made, he goes to the Statement of Financial Position tab so that he can map his rows and columns the way that his organization wants to see them. He starts out with an as-of date and setting the template to look at all locations just to get a rough idea of what's going to be coming in. Then he maps his restriction dimension values in the net asset sections. Using the Velixo ranges, all he has to do is type in what he wants to see. He does not have to create several custom groups to map his net assets. He notices as well that Velixo has a pre-built row to catch null. So if staff in his organization forget to tag the restriction dimension, that will automatically be caught in the report, and his report will not be out of balance. That's going to save him a lot of time, and he will not have to build any custom account groups to figure this out. With his work done there, he collapses the additional net asset detail, and he goes up to the rows for his different statement lines. Now he realizes that he's no longer tied to quick start categories here. He can use account groups, he can use categories if he wants to, or he can use account codes or account code ranges. This is going to make it much more flexible for him to define the report. So he decides that he's going to replace one of the rows for now with an account range. And seeing that that worked seamlessly for him, he'll update the rest of them in short order. Now this is all the one-time setup that he needs, so he's going to go ahead and collapse the section, and he's now looking at the statement, and the data is live before his eyes. And he makes a couple changes just to see the data transforming before him. But he's an accountant, and of course professionally skeptical by nature. So he's wondering if the data is accurate, and decides to review the accrued liabilities number that he sees on his statement of financial position. Velixo's drill down makes that a very easy process. He explores the underlying figures here all the way to the transactions that make them up. And he even goes as far as to see that transaction back inside Sage Intacct directly from Velixo. He also uses Velixo's control tab, which is pre-built, to make sure that the figures from the report, which are obviously grouped by all the different combinations of accounts or groupings, are still going to reconcile to Sage Intacct when you look at them in total from another direct live poll. And that does in fact agree. So he's confident that those numbers are rock solid. Now, if the statement of financial position is this easy, Justin looks forward to other ways that Velixo is going to help him be more audit ready. Let's recap what we just covered. To recap what we just saw, Justin took that template, connected it to his own environment, and in a matter of minutes, he had the one-time setup done, which really just consisted of choosing the dimension that he used for restriction, and because he had user-defined dimensions, he just specified what those names were. He found that he was immediately unchained from the notion of quick start categories, and he was given total flexibility to define what made up his rows however he wanted, the way his organization needed to see it. Velixo understood the common challenges in nonprofit and pre-built the report to catch things like people forgetting to tag a critical dimension so that he didn't have to worry about the report being out of balance. That was already handled. This immediately enabled real-time dynamic live reporting, and he was able to change the data that he saw with pre-built filters on the fly. If and when he wanted more detail, he had drill down there so that he could get back to the transaction, and the control tab helped to further prove that he was looking at rock solid and audit-ready numbers. So with this template, Justin made GAAP reporting easy in a matter of minutes, and his draft is ready for the auditors, and he knows that he will be more audit ready than ever in the future. Thanks very much for watching, and if you want to learn more, please feel free to contact us anytime.